Thank you for joining me for episode today. So today's episode, we're gonna dive into growth, what we learn from it, and how we can build from it. You have to be clear and precise and understanding of what you want and where you want to be. You cannot keep on stalling and staying where you are due to the fear of the unknown. You cannot stay in the past and being fearful of what was, because it's not what's now. We have to stay in the present, and we have to focus on where we at right now, not where we was and not where we're going to be. Because as I always pinpoint with everyone is, if you stay too far in the past, that can lead to depression because you fixated on the past and what you were going through at that moment in time. And if you stay too far in the future, that could bring on anxiety because you are amping yourself up and you are fearful of what might happen, and it might not ever happen. So you have to stay in the present. You have to stay in your peace. You have to stay in the happy place that you are right now. And you have to protect yourself at all costs. Do something about what you feel is holding you back at that moment. Because we all have things that are holding us back. We all have things that we're fearful of. We all have things that we can't understand, we can't wrap our head around. But it's all about that accountability that I always speak on with everybody. You have to hold yourself accountable for your actions. Because once you get over that hurdle of your healing journey, once you get over that hurdle of your trauma, and once you get over the hurdle of what you've been through, and you surpass that point of your goal setting, of being happy, being free, understanding yourself, being your authentic self, then it's time to start holding ourselves accountable. Not that you shouldn't have held yourself accountable before, because like I always said, we have to be in control of our own actions. Yes, someone else did what they did to us, but you have to look at yourself as the whys. You have to look at that why. So hold yourself accountable to that standard. And so when I look at growth and what we learn from it, what did you learn from your growth? You went through what you went through. Now you are growing. Now you are evolving. Now that you're understanding yourself, you're understanding your whys. Like, we have to build off of that, off our growth. Because growth is not just no one-time thing. We go through life journey and we go through trials and tribulations every single day. And if not every day, once a week, you have to ask yourself every week, are you experiencing something that's making you think of your life path or your life journey? You have to go through stuff, and you have to look at every day is a lesson. Every day that God gives us the privilege and blesses us with another day, that's another day to complete our mission. That's another day to live in our purpose. That's another day to learn from what yesterday taught us. That's another day to start over. So when you looking at aspects, when you going through life journeys, like, you have to look at, what did you learn yesterday? What is happened yesterday that you could redo? But not much from now, because at this time we should already have our goals built and different things of that nature. So when I look at growth, when I look at how we can build from it, how can we be better than we were yesterday? Because that's what it's all about. It's all about challenging ourselves, building that healthy mindset, living that healthy lifestyle. We have to be better than we were yesterday. We have to challenge our own self. We have to challenge our mind. We have to exercise every strength that we entail, because that's important for us. And we cannot stay in the past and be fearful of what was. Because, like I said, it's not what's now. We have to protect ourselves at all costs. Do something about what we feel and what is holding you back. You have to ask yourself what is holding you back, because that stunts your growth. That stunts the process of your growth. Because, like I said, what have we learned? You cannot make someone be something that they are not prepared to be, and you cannot force someone to play a position that they know that they need to play, but isn't ready for. How many times have we tried to tell somebody how to be a better friend, how to be a better spouse, how to be a better companion, how to be a better somebody? And we can't tell somebody what to be, when to be it, and how to be it. Just like we have to understand ourselves and be our authentic self, you can't tell somebody how to be. So you have to focus more so on you and not focus on that person, not focus on what's outside of your control, because that is outside of your control. You cannot control someone else's actions, someone else's behavior. You only can control your own. You have to be better for yourself, not no one else. You only have control over what you do, your choices. One thing about healing, it's an everyday journey that cannot be rushed. And at times we try to rush this journey of healing. We want it to be fixed right now, and it's not going to be fixed right now. It takes time. It's an everyday process that we have to get through. And some days we have to start over, because some days we might lapse on something. And that is okay. It is okay not to be okay every day, because we're not okay. We are imperfect beings. We going to make mistakes. We're going to hit roadblocks. We're going to do that. So in the midst of, you have to look at it that you have to stay consistent during your growth. Maintaining that level of consistency, growing and evolving is work. It's a work in progress, and we have to know that it's work. It takes work when you are growing all the time, because every day you are learning something different. But it is maintainable. Our experiences teaches us a lot. It teaches you what you like, what your dislikes, and what you will tolerate. How many of you can say that you have grown from a situation? How many can say that they have been through something that taught them for the better? How many times we have said, oh yeah, I was in this situation, blah, 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 and I know now what I won't tolerate. I know what I don't allow. So when we look at situations, don't look at it as no bad thing. Look at it as a growth thing. Look at it as something that made you the person that you are today. Made you better. It made you stronger. And it made you use your thinking skills. Because it's a mindset thing. Your brain is just a muscle that needs exercising. And when we think, when we rationalize, when we process things, all we doing is exercising that mind. And it needs to be exercised because you are smart. And when I think about growth, it allows you to understand yourself, understand your strength, and understand your weaknesses. Experience is a blessing in a disguise. So when we think about growth, don't look at it as no negative thing. It's a blessing in disguise. Because when it comes to growth, maintaining a level of consistency allows you to keep growing and evolving into the person that you are destined to become. This can be challenging, but not impossible. Experiences teaches you a lot. It teaches you what you like, what you dislike, what you will tolerate. It allows you to understand yourself as a whole being, your strengths as well as blind spots. And I say blind spots and not weakness, because we are not defined by our weakness, but our strength. That at times are blind spots by life's journey. It can be like a red stop sign to you at the time. Although having a weakness is not a bad thing, it shows you where you need to apply more effort. Having a weakness is okay, being weak is not. So you have to understand the difference when it comes to that. When it comes to your growth, when it comes to understanding who you are, when it comes to being authentically you. It's a whole mindset thing. My slogan, healthy mindset, healthy lifestyle. And when you have that healthy mindset, when you grow through things, I like that term. When you grow through things, you can get through anything. But you have to extend that grace to yourself. You have to extend that gratitude to yourself. You have to understand that you are an imperfect person. And we make mistakes because we all have the freedom of making choices. And I've was vocal on that in previous episodes, and I'm always vocal on that. We all have the choice to make a choice, whether it's a good or bad. And with those choices comes consequences. And if you go back and listen, like you will hear me say that a lot. So, with that being said, you can't beat yourself up because you consciously made the decision to do whatever it is you do, to stay wherever it is you chose to stay. So why not enjoy the growth from that decision, from that relationship, whether it's a friendship, a marriage, a companionship, anything? Because we all go through things to grow through things, because we learn through things to understand ourselves better. So I want to thank you all for listening again. Until next time, peace.